Vibe coding is the biggest thing to happen to entrepreneurship in a decade, and almost nobody is seeing it for what it actually is. I'm building a platform for a client right now, and I can show them a working version the same day to describe what they need. But the real advantage isn't speed, and it's not what you think. Just to be more clear, we're building a mobility planning platform in the Netherlands right now, and the core tool is quite flexible. It has a data model that you can do a lot with. Different data sets you can parse and present in different ways. So we built the first version and started showing it to people. And immediately people started asking things like, can you put in my data? Sure. Or what about connecting it to our other tools? Give me a day. And that last part is the thing that changed. Give me a day, not give me 3 sprints, not we'll scope that for quarter 3. A day or sometimes less. And what that does is something I didn't expect. It creates this snowball effect that people feel involved because they see their input reflected immediately. They get excited because they know the result isn't 6 months away, and the non-technical people in the room, they're suddenly part of the conversation. They're not waiting on some technical reason why they can't see what they asked for. They describe it and it shows up. That changes how they engage with the whole project. Partnership conversations accelerate because things are moving fast enough that nobody has time to lose interest. And the thing is, none of that skipped the usual development process. We still had to do the research. We still had to talk to different stakeholder groups, and we still had to figure out what the actual problem was before building anything. And when we built something that wasn't intuitive to them, we had to react to that too. Especially now that AI contributes so much to the development cycle, there are more things that show up that aren't human friendly. But you now have more time to spend thinking about the user flow and the user experience, especially with smaller budgets or smaller teams. What changes is the distance between hearing what someone needs and putting a working version in front of them. That gap used to be weeks, now it's hours. And when you compress that gap, feedback gets better. Because people aren't reacting to a mock-up or a slide deck, they're reacting to the real thing with their data in it. And when somebody can actually click through a tool and work with it, the quality of the feedback is on a completely different level. And the thing is, when you move that fast, the IT conversation changes too. At some point, somebody on the technical side is going to ask you how you built it. And the honest answer is that the initial generation was vibe coded. Yes, but how you implement the infrastructure, how you put it in production, how you handle authentication, analytics, how you secure the back end, that's where the real work lives. And when you can walk them through all of that confidently, it builds trust because they see you're not just prompting and shipping. You're building something that holds up and you know exactly what's under the hood. Now, if you're building like this or want to be building like this, hit the like button. That helps me know what to work on next. But that's still not the biggest thing. The vibe coding conversation is stuck on software development is going to shit. And I feel that too, to be honest. But if you're an entrepreneur, this is so much bigger than code. People like stepping onto moving trains. When you have something tangible, something they can touch, something with their data already in it, it sparks a completely different type of conversation than a pitch deck ever could. It's a networking tool, it's a partnership generator, it's a conversation starter. The cost of having something real that people can react to just dropped to almost nothing. And yes, when you go to production, there are still real costs that you have to pay attention to. Infrastructure, security, maintenance, it's not free. But the cost of getting to that conversation, to get to that point, that changed completely. So if you're vibe coding, don't use the speed to skip steps. Use it to compress the loop, build fast, show fast, learn fast. The research still needs to happen. The feedback cycle doesn't go away and you're still going to iterate. But now it happens at a pace where people stay engaged, partnerships form faster, and you're validating with real users before most teams finish their project plan. But I am curious though, what's the fastest you've gone from a piece of feedback to a working version of something? Tell me in the comments. I want to hear what that loop looks like for other builders. Because moving fast creates its own problems. I know that firsthand. That's exactly what I talked about in my first episode. What happens when the speed gets ahead of you? I broke that down here. But if you like this, subscribe. This is Afterwork, and there will be a new episode every day I actually work.